Evening, Nigerians. So, Miss Anasi, to see a journey worker zone. Say I bring on an update. So I'm here to bring you guys to still. Thank you so, sir.
You're welcome.
So sorry putting this very outlooking the course of the condition we be seeing so that the environment.
Which condition you did? You did for Nigerian condition.
Thank you. Come back on Nigeria again. Make I just work
We
around.
don't want you, sir. We don't want you.
Just work
Make
around.
we go make you our ambassador for wherever you did. Ambassador in the air.
I now want be. I am not like Reno Mokre. If I say I'm not doing. No, leave me.
See, Reno Mokre. See, make una know they call him Reno na anywhere belle face. That man lacks integrity. He lacks everything that every normal human being should have.
He said that he has, see the piece away, right? Meaning that sometimes in life, when you talk something finished, come reconsider that in way you talk, so it will help you. That's by the way, I don't discuss him anyway on this show. So we could just get started very quickly with some matter than where they hot sharply. So US spy plane don't conduct reconnaissance over Borno to monitor ISWAP under Nigeria military deal. This according to experts. For those who don't understand the grammar, it means a US spy plane don't they conduct preliminary investigation for inside over Borno to monitor ISWAP, maybe Boko Haram too, under the Nigeria military deal. This according to Tory will come out and I go let you know in on them. Terrorist stronghold in 9 states. We go look at those strongholds with terrorism they hold for 9 states. Stakeholders react as bandits send thousands of students out of school. Come be like say, would they bow to bandits them for inside the country? Meanwhile, fresh attacks don't start again as Kogi government don't confirm attack on church for inside Ejiba. You don't tell residents to avoid worshipping in the bush. More gonna let they go church where bush day. No matter whether no real okay. No go church where bush day. Kogi government deploys helicopter anti-kidnapping squad after bandits abduct pastor worshippers in church attack. This one just happened today. People did their church. Pastor worshippers. Commercial vehicle attacked along a Dauphin road for inside Kogi hours after abduction of 2 motorists. That one safe day. Kano CSOs urge drones, CCTV, telecom tracking, and depoliticized security to combat bandits and kidnappers. So we could do all these things together. It will help us combat bandits. Now, Kogi kidnap survivor recounts escape after being matched through rivers by gunmen. Alleges bandits collusion with locals. They say the bandits them, they even join body with locals. So go listen to that testimony and wait in a talk. Parents of kidnapped St. Mary's Catholic School pupils in Niger State stage protest, register missing children. Now, it only reached a week plus, or almost 10 days now since that attack on Niger State. Unlike the one for Kebbi State, we will see them react, then talk, say, on a government knows that we hold them and they know it's what we want. But till now, we are yet to hear from these people we carry over 300 children, which some of them escape. We never hear anything from them. They never even talk anything. So people say, what is the game plan? If they just keep those children, or now these Christian children, now they be better as shield in case Nigerian government or US government won't bombard them. Is that the deal? Because why didn't? Oh well, like when we get to that level, we'll talk about them. But moving on to other issues very quickly, Anglican Church condemns killing of Kaduna priests, demands daughter's release. As Kaduna priest Reverend Edwin Achi consummated release in wife and daughter. St. Mary's abductions, parents lament as 253 remain in captivity. That one still there. Muslims I sheltered, fed, killed my grandmother, removed her heart. Reverend Dachumo, now they talk this one. He said, now you using hand shelter the Muslims, but then killing grandmama, commot her heart. This is a very horrifying encounter we say get. Bandits abduct bride, wedding guest in Sokoto community. And then Kogi government confirms attack in church. I said that earlier in Yagba, West local government area. Abia State people they jubilate, no be small jubilation. No, the one will be say President Bola Tinubu nominates their former governor Igbazo as ambassador. Not be all Abia State, PDP for Abia State precisely. Now they happy, but the man not the PDP again. BC the PDP. What? ADC don't reject ambassadorial list. Say Yakubu nomination threaten INEX integrity. Say on a go nominate person will be INEC chairman before. No wonder. So this one want to nominate and we say INEC no kukuma bin get integrity, now waiting happen. Well, today when they reach us here, but I can't confirm this yet, that Abia State Governor Nnamdi Kanu for inside Sokoto prison, and he still they try push for in release. Meanwhile, former PFN president Omobude don't speak on Christians carrying arms to also defend themselves. All this and another matter now we're going to talk about this evening. And I'd like to thank you, Oga Prince Francis, for joining us for Inside the Conversation. So we'll look at the new attacks so you say just they happen again before we go straight to that US intelligence we come out. So for Inside Kogi State, we hear say the Kogi State government don't confirm as in the attack, early Sunday morning attack for inside one Cherubim and Seraphim Church for Yagba West local government area. Now, Commissioner of Information, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo, don't condemn the assault for inside the statements with the issue for inside local judge. They describe them as deeply disturbing and unacceptable. Now, according to the statement, say gunmen enter inside the church, grab the pastor, popularly known as Orlando, in wife, and different worshippers and within the church. Yeah. And the reports say the attackers carry away the victims and during as they come attack them. Now, if you see some footages where be say then gather, it shows say the interior of the church they scattered with shoes and Bibles scattered. That is nothing is sacred again. No. The way Bible supposed to sacred and Quran supposed to sacred, sacred again. So they say with Bibles scattered across the floor where congregants had been seated. For inside the video, the person filming the scene described the abduction and pleaded for urgent assistance to rescue the victims. Now, the incident has left residents for inside Ejiba in shock and reignited fears over the growing insecurity for inside the region. Commissioner Fanwo described the incident as a sad and unfortunate one. I didn't say efforts they're underway to make sure they release the victims. Now, those two, those who struck at Ejiba must have been hiding in the community for some days or even inside the bushes around the village. That's when you talk. Some villagers would have seen them and kept quiet. If you refuse to raise alarm when you see strange people, waiting you see now you go take them. When you see strange things or faces that you don't know, who knows who the next victim will be? Or who the next victim of that madness will be. Now, so the commissioner they talk. Now, worshipping in the bush without security in this era, just a few weeks after worshippers were abducted from a church in Kwara, is also not ideal at all. Now, so they talk. Now, we all need to be security conscious. Now, so they talk. But this one don't reignite fears again about waiting to happen. For inside the video obtained by Sahara reporters, the person will be say record and they describe the abduction, they plead for assistance. They say, I hid myself. This is the church where the abducted people. You're seeing, in fact, make I go play the video. Me Nigerians of I'm Shapale, make it not be like in my mouth. Then they hear this one, they happen. Please take a listen to the incident.
Wo èmi kàn hide ni o inú church kan ti gbéyàn ní Èjìgbà yẹn nílé inú church yẹn ni òkè ibi tán gbà lọ lélẹ̀ ẹ wo ibi tán gbà lọ inú church yẹn ni o ibi tán ti jíyàn gbé l'Èjìgbà òun lẹ̀ ń wò yìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ gbà wá o inú church yẹn ni o bàbá Orlando bàbá tó ní tó jẹ́ head of this church bàbá yẹn náà gbé lọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ gbà wá o. Inú church yẹn ni kò sí nǹkan nínú ilé báyìí ẹ ti rí inú church yẹn ni o inú church tán ti jíyàn gbé nì ẹ ti rí ẹ wo àwọn èèyàn wà nínú church ẹ ti rí. Rí wọn ti pa speaker wọn pa anything ló dá ibi tán gbà jáde ni àti ráwọn èèyàn ẹ ti rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àfi k'Ọlọ́run gbà wá ni o àfi k'Ọlọ́run gbà wá ni o.
All right, Prince Francis Chilakasa, make I take a reaction for this one then when they happen like this. It be like say we never they see an end to this. In fact, it be like say the annoyance of the United States can't even begin make them vex past self.
No, Precious, I think Precious, please. I wouldn't want you to toe the line of your Senate president. Because those are the kind of things that I personally don't want to be hearing. People have kept quiet for too long. The government has not done what they should do from ab initio, and the killings have not abated. So anybody who comes to sell that narrative that is as a result of the fact that the American government has spoken, that is why the thing is increasing. No, it's been there. It's been there. Let us be very sincere with ourselves and factual. What has played out long before now is that most of these kidnappings, most of these killings were underreported. They were not being reported. You and I know that. You and I know that the media itself has not helped in reporting issues. If you check all the kidnaps that are happening in Nigeria, how many of them are carried by the mainstream media? How many of them? So for me, I think it's a defeatist way of saying something, or more like trying to pass the buck by saying, the American government said this, and because they said this, that is happening. No, I totally do not agree with that, and I will not be a party to that. It's unfortunate the way we are, what we are facing in the country today, and we may all think, this whole thing about genocide is a joke. It is not a joke. It's a reality. Because if you just oppose it with what is happening, you'll find out that it looks more like they are now kidnapping the Christians to use them as a collateral damage. Just in case, the government decides to come after them. Just in case, the deal struck with the America works out. So I find it very, very annoying and very, very sad that despite all the measures government claims to be putting in place, yet the life and property of the people are still are still at stake. I mean, I was listening to a video earlier today, which I think is an old video by Dalong, if I'm right, if that's his name. The former minister for sport.
Sports Minister Solomon Dalong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He said he had an encounter with call him a terrorist, call it a bandit on TikTok. And that, he asked the young man that, why are you people doing what you're doing? Why are you kidnapping people? And why are you killing people? And the guy said, we're doing it because the vigilantes are killing us and, taking our cows away. They're killing us and they're killing our cows and they're taking our cows away. And he now said to him that in the process of all of this, you have also been killing other Fulanis. Why are you killing other Fulanis? And he said, the only Fulanis they know are the ones in the bush. That any Fulani that is not in the bush, if they see him, that they will kill him. And in conclusion, Dalong said what T.Y. Gentleman has said a long time ago. We need to look at the Constitution and create a room where people can actually carry arms and defend themselves. As soon as your president announced that policemen should be withdrawn from VIPs, we saw what was going on in the Senate. The senators now started saying, it is time for us to look into the Constitution and create a room for Nigerians to begin to carry arms. In as much as I have my own short givings about that, because as it is today, Nigerians are frustrated, Nigerians are at the edge, Nigerians have anger issues. So you could imagine what will happen if Nigerians begin to carry arms. Things will go out of hand. And that is why the government needs to do everything possible within the shortest possible time to ensure that they stop the menace of these bandits and this Boko Haram and this jihadists. Earlier today also, I was watching a video, more like a session between Dr. Damina and a Muslim cleric. And Dr. Damina asked simple question. Is there anywhere in the Quran where killing is allowed?
That is Dr. Abel Damina.
Yes. I said Dr. Abel. Yes.
All right, okay.
And,
just understand
and the cleric he was talking to gave close to 10 different chapters and verses in the scripture where killing of what they refer to as infidels is allowed. So, and the man complained and said that, look, if you check all these jihadists, all these Boko Haram, Lokarawa, all these people, when they want to kill, they'll tell you, they'll shout Allahu Akbar. That is because they believe that what they're doing is in agreement with what is in the Quran.
That means we get a lot of work to do, especially with the Muslim clerics or the clerics generally.
We have a lot of work to do with religion in this country. We need to take out religion entirely. Religion needs to be monitored, because where you have this free hand is the problem.
Yeah, you know, if you come out monitor or remove it in be their life, so there are some people that
no. Precious, what I mean by that is that Nigeria is a secular state to start with. You and I agree that Nigeria is a secular state. And if Nigeria is a secular state, there is no need to attach any religion, be it Christian, be it Muslim, be it traditional worshippers, be it atheists in the constitution. And I think that is where the problem starts from. How can you operate a constitution that allows you to establish a Sharia law? It's like establishing a law within a law. So these are issues. We know where these problems are. The government understands where this problem is coming from. Your legislators, your senators, they understand where this problem is coming from. The judiciary understand where this problem. Nobody wants to, tackle it headlong. Nobody. So more or less, it looks like, we have a government, or we now have a country where people are scared because people can no longer trust their government. People can no longer trust their representatives to represent them well. And that is why I have said, and I will keep saying, that we need to have justice. And what is this justice? If there are 31 states or 32 states in Nigeria, each state must have equal number of local governments. Each state must have equal number of senators. Each state must have equal number of legislators. Because you cannot have a state like a state in Kano having more legislators from another state in the south. There's a disparity. It's not working out. So these are the things that need to be addressed. You look at Nigeria, you see some regions have 6 states. The southeast has been held down with 5 states. And now they're talking about adding one more state to the southeast. And you see a senator, Ned Nwoko, all the way from Delta, now wants to take the 6th state and take it to Delta, and he says it belongs to the southeast. So these are issues.
No, sir. I'm sure you're getting Ned Nwoko wrong with that state. He's actually expanding. He's actually helping the southeast expand their region. You understand?
Please,
because if
please. Once you cross from Delta State into Anambra State, it's not southeast.
I don't understand. So meaning that if that state is now created, it will not be part of southeast because they're Igbos. That's what he's saying. And he said
we should also take all the Igbos in Port Harcourt and create a state for them.
Yeah. Now my ancestors you want to now.
I want to move the ancestors. I want to move them.
You won't dig out their grave.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's
if the level of injustice in this country to a large extent is what we're feeling. And that's why you see somebody can come out and tell you, we want you to negotiate. We want you to include them in your budget. We want you to grant them amnesty. And I tell people, are we thinking straight in this country? When you talk about amnesty in the Niger Delta, we know what they were talking about. We know them. They were not faceless. We know what they wanted. We know what they were agitating for. And the government looked at it and said that, yes, we have failed these people. And in order to correct it, that was what brought amnesty in the Niger Delta. Now, bringing it to up north, what are these people talking about? All the schools built by Jonathan in the north, where are they? So when people want to come out to talk, they must think straight. And it is because of the way the politicians are talking that is giving more leverage to this jihadis or Boko Haram or whatever you want to call them. Because also, don't forget, you have a legal system that does not punish them. All along, you have been rehabilitating, reintegrating, pushing them into the society. Some are in the army, some are. You even had an army officer who once said to you that if these repentant bandits or whatever can actually become your president. So these are the problem. So it is the utterances of the elite that is putting.
He didn't just say they can also become presidents. Your Inspector General of Police said it now that if they surrender, we cannot chase them away. If they say they don't want, we can't chase them away. So if they want,
that is why they decided to lie to Nigerians about the KB children.
They lied.
Yeah, they lied.
Oh, wow.
How can you go and rescue children from bandits and you don't arrest them? You don't kill them. And you allow them to go with their arms. And you say that there's a peace deal. Who does that? The Nigerian military men that are being killed daily by these people. Who is taking responsibility? Who is accounting for them? The ordinary citizens that are going through hell in the hands of these people. Who is taking responsibility? The million of Nigerians who are living in IDP camps. Who is taking responsibility? So we must have a law that punishes people for crime committed. But to say you want to bring your carrot and stick approach, kinetic, no. It's not working. It is not working. We all know that. So the government needs to look at itself and ask itself, why is this thing not working? All the while, people suddenly woke up from slumber and they've been complaining about, the Muslim ticket. You remember during the campaigns what your vice president said? Videos, pictures have surfaced where your vice president was sitting and eating with bandits. It's on the internet. It's not me that is saying it. So what are we talking about? You're the governor of Zamfara State. There was an interview he had. I was watching the interview yesterday. He said, we know these people. We know their families. We know their fathers. We know their mothers. And the interviewer asked him, why are you not going after them? And he said, the security architecture is not in his hands. Now you have the police, you have the army, but he is not in control of them. So what is going on? How is it that Nigerians can no longer travel freely in their own land? You're traveling, you're looking left, right, center, forward. The other day, one of the bandits did a video threatening Southeasterners going home for Christmas. I'm warning them. These guys are on TikTok, they're on Instagram every now and then. Why have they not been arrested? And he said he didn't mince words. He said, if you want to travel for Christmas to your village, go by air. If you go by land, your car breaks down, or we catch you, we take you into the bush, whatever you see, it's your business. So what is going on? Just because Mr. President is saying he wants to withdraw policemen from VIP, suddenly everybody is now talking about Nigerians carrying arms. And then your Senate President will open his mouth and tell you that he's the highest Christian in this government. What kind of talk is that? I don't understand how Senate President talks at Fabio. Well, I don't understand how he talks.
He's a government official that is a Christian now. He is now.
Is that what we're talking about now?
Well,
is that what we're talking about now when we're talking about the lives of people at stake? All because everybody wants to run away from that tag called genocide. But then who have been kidnapped? Like you said, the children from Katsina State were kidnapped and they got them out. Why have they not released the Catholic children from Niger State? Are they holding them as collateral damage? And I've not seen the government, the federal government giving the same marching order they gave in Katsina State. So what is going on? And then the governor made one silly comment that really got people worried. He said the children were not abducted, that they are missing. Is that what the governor should be saying? So what kind of people do we have as leaders in this country?
How do we have almost 300 children disappear and get missing and then enter inside thin air in a state?
You are asking the same question a lot of us asked when Chibok girls were moved.
The problem is that, no, at least with Chibok girls, people took responsibility and we know where they dey. But right now, the people who take these girls never take children. And this time around, both nursery, primary school, and secondary school children. And people who do this thing never take responsibility. They say they've
And
not
then you can imagine what they're going through.
church, they've not contacted their families. We don't even know the condition of these children. The parents came out today now to protest that they can't have
And
it
then
anymore.
Precious, tomorrow, if some of these children die in the hands of these people, then they will come out and say they are repentant, and you absorb them back. Is that not a failure on the side of government? Is that not failure? Is that not wickedness? So when any of those children dies, you will not come and say, I am sorry. And then the government will not pat you at the back. My son, all your sins are forgiven. And you think that if you reabsorb those children or those bandits into the society where they have killed people's parents, killed people's fathers and mothers, they will live in peace? Today, whether we like it or not, the Nigerian government is on its own breeding monsters that will strike this country tomorrow.
All right, sir. So let's quickly just take account of some other incidents that has happened around this situation. As we speak now, we hear say the Kogi state government has launched an area and ground security operation after the armed bandits attack at Cherubim and Seraphim Church. This one we just talked about. Video footage posted by Igbe Emeko, posted online today, Sunday, shows a state deployed helicopter and an anti-kidnapping unit combing the area in pursuit of the attackers. Now, during the assault, the church pastor, popularly known as Orlando, of course, was kidnapped alongside his other worshippers and his wife too. And then, still in Kogi State, we did hear that commercial vehicle was attacked this Sunday, today, 30th of November, along the Idofin axis in Yagba East local government area of Kogi State, raising growing concerns about insecurity in the region. Video footages from the scene shows the aftermath of the assault, underscoring how perilous the route has become for motorists. Attack that Kogi State own, it don't happen day before Thursday, Friday, Saturday, almost every day now. People where they travel along that axis, then they in hot soup. Just like you said, if a bandit can come out and say, "Don't travel, oh, if you travel, anything where your eyes see, carry them on," and then it's really happening. The Christmas never reached. People are traveling and people are facing such attacks and disaster. What are we doing? In fact, how won't we use man our roads themselves? What will we even do? If you know if you commit a more, make I enter inside of that.
No, when you say manning and roads, Precious, I'm going to take you back to when we had this sit at home in the southeast, which is still there, because I know that a lot of people are scared. The southeast now, people are scared of moving out on Mondays. So you found out that they used fear to instill sit at home. And I kept asking one question: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even on Sundays, you have checkpoints all the way from Ore to the southeast. You have checkpoints manned by STEM-looking policemen, soldiers, road safety, customs. So why do they leave those places on work on Mondays?
Do they leave?
The ones in the southeast, why do they leave them? Why do they abandon those checkpoints? So it doesn't mean that those who are enforcing the sit at home are more powerful than those who are mounting checkpoints. So you take it back to what is happening in Kogi State. You ask yourself, what is going on? Why is it that it is always after an attack that you see the police, you see the army coming out? So where are these security personnel when these things happen? You heard of the pastor that was killed that was killed in Kaduna. And then somebody will now wake up when you see these things happening, when you see the trend of where things are going, you will now wake up and say, there is no genocide in Nigeria. Are you okay? Are your heads correct?
All right, sir. So speaking about this same genocide and the U.S. threat, um, security experts and a tracker and and a jihadi expert with special focus on Sahel, Brent Feely, has claimed that the United States has begun conducting operations inside Nigeria as part of an agreement with the Nigeria government aimed at tackling escalating terrorism. Now, you dare aware say since the US meeting or the Nigerian delegation meeting with US representatives, now only US don't come and tell us what's in them talk for the meeting. Oh, through the reports they didn't give their media, Sky News and other people, sorry, Fox News and others. Nigerian governments never come tell us anything. The only thing they tell us now say the US government go work hand in hand with them to use, they go partner with them to use um, fight insurgency and say then they try very hard to to kill the narrative that is to correct the narrative of Christian genocide. But beyond that, the actual agreement on how they go use the operation go use start we know here, unlike what we hear from the US, or perhaps to even um, um, ascertain the news what we hear from US. However, this expert stated today, Sunday, that a United States aircraft carried out an operation in Borno State, noting that the aircraft took off from Accra, Ghana, to Borno State. Sorry, when I go to hear noise though, because I did for I'm still on my journey worker mode. So in case you hear boarding announcements and all that, that's because I'm still on the road. So you can see the aerial view. You can see the aircraft. That's it there. The aircraft there. You can see the region from the aerial view. So let's go back to the conversation. So, confirming, he said, confirming his earlier reports, a manned US ICR aircraft was conducting reconnaissance earlier today. That is a preliminary investigation earlier today over ISWAP territory in southwestern Lake Chad, Borno State, northeast Nigeria. It originally took off from Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and is currently on its way back to Ghana after it don't do in this thing finish come back. Now, earlier on Thursday, Brandt also stated that the U.S. Department of War is already conducting a reconnaissance operations in West Africa from their Ghana base without any public permission announced by the Nigerian government. Possible agreements being signed behind closed doors. We know no. So that is why there is cause for worry. People are saying that is it that US is just doing this now without the permission of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or is this part of the agreement that they had? President Tinubu don't set up a committee to sit down to use negotiate with US and work with them based on this teamwork. But is it possible that they would come to our airspace to do a preliminary investigation without informing us, without telling our government? That's actually what this is about. Now, he further stated that according to a private source familiar with the military deal between the US and Nigeria, the US will be allowed to conduct a UAV strikes against terrorist against terrorist targets inside Nigeria. The scope only include unmanned aircraft, that is UAVs, not fighter jets or bombers. So no bombing, just UAVs. Now, the American counterpart will mainly fill the ISR gaps of the Nigerian army with manned and or unmanned aircrafts, and will likely still, perhaps unconfirmed till now because it's likely, use the Kainji Air Base in Niger, sorry, in Niger State as a launch pad. Now, Sunday afternoon, he wrote again that the United States ISR aircraft had returned to spy over ISWAP's Mantica Krenwa. Now, the U.S. Air Force ISR aircraft returned for the third day. That's for 3 days now. It only happened consecutively. So, returned for the third day in a row to spy over ISWAP's Mantica Krenwa in Borno State on the fringes of Lake Chad, northeast Nigeria. The aircraft is currently circling over the area and took off from Accra, Ghana, as usual. And so in talk, he's been maintaining this since Thursday and has been consistent. So that means for 3 days now it's been happening. Now, reacting to his posts, former president's presidential aide to former aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, Bashir Ahmed, condemned the disclosures and accused Brandt of revealing sensitive information to ISWAP. That is why you go they talk too much, so that ISWAP they go on the year they talk now, make them can't take cover. Now, stop exposing this vital information to ISWAP, please. He wrote and all that. Now, following the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, Donald Trump don't promise say if we not do anything, say then we'll take charge. Now, but the problem is say based on what we hear will be the agreement between Nigeria and the United States on how they will use tackle this issue. We heard that Nigeria was giving 2 conditions. One, the condition is release Sunday Jackson, the young man who was sentenced to death for defending himself against the Fulani headsman who came and attacked him in his farm. They said that a miscarriage of justice. So Oga, we're gonna change that law. That's one. Then 2, they told them, show us a clear map on how you're going to disarm the Fulani jihadists. Those were their words. They don't just talk terrorists. They don't just talk Boko Haram. A clear on how to disarm the Fulani jihadists. Show us a clear plan, a workable plan, where they practical, we will believe. And then we will know so are ready to do them. And then we go ready to work with honor. But if failure to do all this successfully, that means Donald Trump is coming, guns are blazing, as in promising to talk. So with this preliminary investigation now, we do not know whether it is part of the guns are blazing preliminary investigation or the joint agreement with the federal government. We not just understand, but make I take a reaction, sir.
Well, let me start by saying that first and foremost, the federal government sent delegation to the United States. They did not send this delegation to be able to find the solution to the insecurity and the killings that is going on in Nigeria. They sent this delegation to convince the American government that there's no genocide in Nigeria. So there are 2 things.
Oh, so the delegate, it's not because, we have problem or existential issue. Please help us. So these people, they keep it low. Help us.
It is to say there is no genocide in Nigeria. And you see, when you go with
people dying, whether or not there is
wait, I'm coming precious. I said when you go with that narrative, you would not expect the government team to come back and tell you what they agreed. I said it before that I have followed what is happening when they went to the US on the meetings and the press release by the American government. Now, when you take the press release by the American government, you put it side by side by the press release of Nigerian government, you get confused. Because what Peter Obi got put out, or Onanuga put out, is something completely different from what the Americans are saying. The Americans are saying they have given 2 conditions. The Nigerian government delegation did not tell us whether they accepted the 2 conditions or not. All they kept saying is that, they're going to collect intel, that the American government is going to work with them by providing intel to them. They didn't tell us whether they are going to come out with, a plan of how they intend to dislodge or disarm these jihadists. They didn't tell us all of that. So you keep asking yourself, what is going on? Who is saying what and what, And then if you also listen further, you'll find out that the American senators and reps, they're all saying the same thing. And what they're saying is that the killings in the north, especially of Christians, should stop. And they are not mincing words by saying that what is happening in Nigeria, especially with the killings, is genocide. We could all sit back and say there is no genocide in Nigeria. But if you look at the way kidnappings are going, the way people are killed, the way people who are kidnapped are being released, you will find out that there is now an obvious statement that yes, genocide is happening in Nigeria. We don't need anybody to tell us otherwise. Children were kidnapped in Katsina State. And you saw the video where the children were released. You saw the video that the kidnappers did, or the jihadists did, or the Boko Haram, or whatever you want to call it. You saw their video. And they did not mince word in that video. They said, we are releasing you based on negotiations. We are not releasing you because your government has forced us to release you. No. And they concluded by saying, don't trust your government. Put your trust in who? In God. That is a strong message. And except we all want to pretend about it.
I mean, for bandits to have the guts to even counter our government and make such a video and telling the children on our government no get strength to rescue and we so no trust them. What is
exactly
that looks
so it simply tells you that these guys know what they're doing. Don't also forget, I think was it last month or a month before, when the bandits were holding they had a peace deal or so with government. They said, you remember what that man said? He said, we headsmen, we don't know what gun is. We don't know what AK-47 is. It is government that gave us the guns. So who are these people that are sponsoring this terror? What are they benefiting?
That we know these people, we know who they are, we know what they want.
San Francisco State Governor has said it.
And see it to the end, or we counter them and see it to the end. Anyone who won't do.
San Francisco State Governor said it recently that we know these people, we know their families. Sheikh Husani has come out to say that these are youths in the north, that they are known. And there was something he said that I picked him. He said that when this whole thing started during the regime of the late President Buhari, that how many people in the north spoke against it? How many? So there are people who are benefiting from this security at the detriment of the lives of the Nigerian people. And like I said, you need to go and watch that video of Dr. Damina and the cleric that, you'll be shocked at what the cleric said. So when people kill because of their faith, because of what they believe in, what do you call it? And then, you have the likes of Gumi telling you, oh, you need to negotiate. What are we negotiating? You need to give them amnesty. The one they have given amnesty, the one they have absorbed as repentant, of what value have they been to the country? The other day, you heard that some of them stole motorbikes, stole arms, and ran away. And then if you look at it, you ask yourself, your military men, your soldiers, your police, how much are they earning? Have you gone to look at the barracks? Is it a place that is befitting for them to live in? So when you look at all this thing, you ask yourself, how can a man who is protecting you be earning 70,000 naira? And you want to sleep with all your eyes closed?
Dume said Dume said that you don't expect them to do too much since they don't earn so much.
It's not even more of, it's not an issue of earning. It's an issue of dignity in labor. It's an issue of dignity in labor. So these are, for you to be able to surmount the kind of insecurity we have in Nigeria today, the government must be willing to do more. The government must be willing to do more. And the government must open itself up to receiving assistance. Former President Obasanjo has challenged President Bola Tinubu. And if you find that this thing is overwhelming, if you are not able to do this thing the way it should be done, seek for help. Reach out so that this thing can be curbed. Nigeria is going down on a daily basis. People sleep, everybody in Nigeria sleep with one eye open. You are driving on the road, you don't know who else will be kidnapped. And that is why we're calling on government, whatever it will take to curb this menace, government should be able to do it.
People are also reacting to the closure of schools because of some of these attacks, and people are saying that it looks like government is giving in to the attackers by shutting down schools because of them. And a lot of stakeholders on the act say, no, may this or not happen like this. While on the other hand, government feels say that they take precautionary measure. I mean, look at what happened to the St. Mary's Catholic school children. Till now, we're unable to hear from them. Their parents are coming out, and then the problem is that should the parents, if does it have to take the parents to come out to shout and say we've not heard from these people, oh, for government to want to take action? What is the right step? What in government supposed to actually do? They don't kidnap people since on a day aware and I don't confirm them. There is a state governor who has confirmed it. What is the right step that he would have taken to begin to look for or press on, since they know the people then, to begin to press on them to own up to the kidnap or perhaps do something about them? Why did he have to take the parents to start shouting that we don't know where our children are, these bandits have not reached out, or we don't know who took them, or and all that? And they did not start responding, and the children disappeared. I mean, the children do it in. So, what's be the right thing we government supposed to for young children from primary school level to still deal with captives for over 10 days now? Is that not worrisome? Shouldn't that worry both the governor of the state? In fact, should the governor be sleeping? I'm sorry, in an ideal environment, should he be sleeping when you know the
Well,
condition of those people?
if you ask whether I should be sleeping, your Senate president told you that for how many days your president has not slept because of the problems of Nigeria. But you forget that, he says he was ready, he was prepared. See, when this whole thing happened and the president said that the Minister for State for Defense should go, is it to Niger or to Katsina State? I said he didn't need to go anywhere. What we need are psychologists. What we need are people who understand how these things work, who can talk to these families, who can calm them down. What will your minister go there to do? It's just to go and tell you, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed this, That is not it. We just have a government where, even in the state governor, he has not managed this thing very well. Nobody's relating to the parents, nobody's relating to the church, nobody's relating to the proprietors of the school. And you want everybody to keep quiet. So for me, I think that what government should have done by now is to, those who took these children, maybe they've tried to reach government. Maybe they wanted the children believing that, a rescue team is coming, so they use them as, shield. We need to know.
So does that not make good claim that Christians are the targets? If not the Christian students, now they won't use as that kind of shield. Does it not make good the claim that Christians are the targets?
Precious, Christians have always been the target. Christians have always been the target. Let me tell you something that will shock you. I have a lot of northern friends. And I have a lot of Fulani friends. Do you know that these jihadists, these bandits, they do not see the Fulani Christians as Fulanis. They treat them as infidel. So if you can treat your own tribesmen and women as infidel because of their religion, what are we having? What we're having is genocide, and nothing but genocide. So, like I said, government spent a lot of time going to the US to convince them that there's no genocide in Nigeria. And that is why when American president made the tweet and made his comment, you saw a lot of people who suddenly become over-patriotic overnight. You saw Nigerian ex-leaders, everybody being over-patriotic, telling you, oh, we are patriotic. Nigeria is a sovereign state. You cannot invade Nigeria. But your president wanted to invade Chad. He wanted to invade Mali. Have you forgotten? He wanted to invade Burkina Faso. Have you forgotten that he was waiting for the Senate to give him approval to do that? And those was not sovereign states. So sometimes when we say things, we must weigh the things we're saying.
Those ones then go do conduct school now, and I make now.
They're not waiting.
Then do coup now. Like the kind
But
of
they are
coup we
sovereign
happen
states. Pressure, they are sovereign countries. Why would you go and invade them? What's your business with the coup they have plotted? You that you have not plotted coup, how have you helped the lives of your people? How have you added to the value of the lives of your people? After subsidy is gone, how is Nigerians faring? Or how are Nigerians faring? So the government needs to think as if there is no box. And each time we have all this problem, you see the change of chief of army staff, change of chief of naval staff. It's not the solution. Those you are removing, what did they do wrong? Have you told Nigerians what they did wrong? Were they not disseminated? If they were not able to tackle these people, have you told Nigerians what they didn't do that they should have done? And what is the marching order to the new chiefs of staff and chief of army staff? What is the new order to them? How do you weigh what they're doing? How do you check the progress of what they're doing? So it's not just to issue directives, issue instructions, but you must be able to look at it and say, oh, in the last 3 months, this is what they have done. This is what they have done. Just as the army is doing. See, Nigerian soldiers are very gallant. I respect them. In the last few days, the military have been doing a lot, trying to curb the menace of these people. But the way you are taking them out, more is coming out. Up to today, the government has not told us what happened to Brigadier General Uba, how he was killed. Nobody has been punished as to how information leaked. Katsina students that were kidnapped, you heard what the governor of Katsina said. Who asked the soldiers to leave the spot? Has anybody been punished? So we can't have a society where there is no punishment for an offense. And we just, for us, we just move on. Nigeria just moves on. The people just moves on. It's like anybody putting their lives on the line for this country is just wasting his time. You saw the video made by the wife of the late Brigadier General. She was asking questions. Has anybody provided answers to her? The Nigerian police, the Nigerian military, they are accountable to the Nigerian people. Because it is taxpayers' money that is used in housing them, in kitting them, in arming them.
Right,
and so the people deserve to know what happens to them at every point in time.
All right, sir. Because of where I did, don't they get a bit more noisy? So I will need to wrap up very quickly. So just very quickly, I told you earlier that parents of the St. Mary's Catholic School children kidnapped are worried, and they've been crying out for their children's release. Especially because of these people, they never even contact them yet, and they never do anything yet. We never get any affirmative response from the government, but with the hopes the government will feel respond to them. I mean, it's very, very painful. And then the Anglican Communion for Inside North don't also condemn the death of Reverend Archie, and Conde talk say, I beg, make them try do their best to release in wife and in daughter will remain, so that those ones then too no go die for custody. And then in Kogi State, a survivor that recounts waiting in go through for inside the hands of the attackers. Make I quickly play and make you see, because it's actually a very horrifying story to hear. Take a listen.
So he run out from the captivity of the bandits. So what is your name?
My name is Onoja Joseph.
Okay,
I'm coming from Abuja for my CWS district. So we are inside 18 passenger. 18 passenger bus when this thing happened. We are marching to the inside the bush. They have been taking us for we are crossing for 3 hours. We have been crossing the different type of river. We cross 7 rivers. It's only 3 that is a big river, very deep. So on our way going, they were maltreating some people. that are not cooperating. So how I manage escape is that immediately I see that everywhere is getting dark, and I hide myself inside one bush.
Okay.
That was why I escaped.
So,
So as I was coming out, I saw 3 men outside that night.
in this village,
Yes, in this village. I was even thinking I am safe in their hand.
in the Shokosoko village.
Yes, I was even thinking I was safe in their hand. When I started, they were asking me questions like, those people have bike, something like that. They're all gone. There are plenty. I said yes. That was when they started calling them. Why will they allow someone to escape during the operation?
Then they are speaking language.
Yes, they are speaking the
Kaba language.
Kaba language. Yeah.
So you the ears must.
Yes.
Because you understand Yoruba.
Because I understand Yoruba, and it make me pick up.
Yeah. You are from which state?
I'm from Benue State.
Then they speak Benue language and
I speak Benue language and they understand Yoruba.
So that's why you pick
This
up what they're saying.
that language with Yoruba one mixed together.
Yeah.
I make me hear as they call and say why which bus they operate yesterday in the earlier today. Can't say they operate 18 passenger. Can't say yes. Can't say one escape. Say why they go let person escape out of them. Can't say we can sit down and say I can't tell the man say I dey come make I go toilet. Can't say make I toilet for here where they see me now. Can't say I person where they shy. Say make I move from small. Now here I run.
Okay. Then when you people come across the attack, like what they carry and their numbers?
They carry a lot of weapons. They even carry weapon. They even get weapon. We be say. Be like say they no fit hold am. Now on top bike the mash and put where they dey shoot.
And if you
the people wey pack us enter the bush different than the people wey mash us go. People wey dey use bike dey carry person dem different. All those people wey come road yesterday wey those one are to cause distraction. People wey mash us dey go different. People wey carry bike as we dey go sef we even dey see their wife wey dey greet them well done. As we dey enter inside bush dey go wey we dey see their hut they come dey greet them say well done. How una dey?
Wow, Prince Francis Chilakasa. This is so revealing and scary. So now villagers are now colluding with these people to undo their own people and to undo Nigerians. So now you don't even know who be who again for inside all of these attacks. So villagers, this is not the first time. You know, say that time when Enugu incident happened, they don't also talk before they do any attack. Say they talk to even kings, traditional rulers. Wow.
You see, the problem is that there's a lot of poverty in Nigeria. There's hunger. So this has pushed a lot of people into doing a lot of things they should not ordinarily do. By the time you will investigate, you'll find out that these people, some of them, they give them as much as 100,000, 200,000. And maybe this is somebody who has not seen 5,000 in the last 6 months.
So this is not an industry now. So now
it's an industry. It's a thriving industry. Precious. Wow. Kidnapping, banditry. Don't forget that when you talk of kidnapping, you talk of banditry, you talk of all these things. Human parts are sold in between. Human beings are sold into slavery. So let us be open to ourselves. People are sold into slavery as a result of this. So it's a multi-million naira business. And that is why we're saying to government, anybody that is linked to this crime should be made public and disgraced publicly so that Nigerians will know. Because sometimes when you look at those ragtag bandits and so on, do they look like people that are collecting billions collecting millions. And why is it that they're not able to trace the sum? Because most times the money is even transferred through banks. Why are they not able to trace it? So there's a lot of question begging for an answer. And the government is the key to those questions and answers. It's not you and I. And you know, this thing, if the villagers, if the ordinary people begin to get involved, then we are finished. Because nobody will be safe anymore. So when you hear the lines of the governor of Zamfara State saying, we know these people, Shehu Musa saying, Shehu Sani saying, we know these people, then there's a lot behind it. And like everybody's asking, if you know these people, why are they not being arrested?
Let me quickly touch on, I may not be able to play that video, but let me quickly touch on, other issues and then touch on what I think Reverend Dachumo said. But very quickly, let's go to Sokoto State, where we heard that unidentified gunmen suspected to be bandits yesterday, Saturday night, kidnapped a bride, her bridesmaids, and several well-wishers in Chacho village, Borno local government area of Sokoto State. Now, the gunmen reportedly stormed the community around midnight, firing sporadically before whisking away their victims. Residents reported that the women who had gathered to support the young bride were among those taken. Confirming the incident, of course, the APC chairman Issa Sadiq Achida in Sokoto State said the villagers had been abducted, adding that he could not verify whether the bride was among them or not. That's another separate incident. But let's go to one very disturbing incident or narration story where BC Ogada Chumo narrates. Now, the regional chairman of the Church of Christ Nations, Ogada Chumo, for inside Barakin Ladin local government area, Plateau State, Reverend Ezekiel Dachumo, he don't narrate a frightening or frightful experience where he encounter for the hands of Muslims before Ishata, before the thing we can wear well. Now, for inside a video where I'm not playing now, but maybe tomorrow I'll get it and play it for you guys because I'm on transit, so I couldn't really work on all of those. Reverend Dachumo narrates how he took compassion on some stranded Muslims and provided accommodation and food for them. But what did they do? They turned around to pay him back in the most horrendous manner by killing his grandmother, removed her heart, that is, ripped off her heart, and killed her. He alleged that the family also committed all sorts of atrocities acts despite his kindness to them. I bought foodstuffs for my money, with my money to feed them in my house, and they used the church to pray to Allah. Is that not life? He said. And that is, they use in church, they pray to their own God too. And these same people were the ones who killed my grandmother and removed her heart, ripped off her heart. The same people killed my uncle and removed his tongue. The same people burned my best friend and childhood friend, his wife, and his 5 children. Why is it that one side is supplying peace and the other side does not believe in peace, especially from the Islamic perspective? They don't even give peace. They don't give us peace. They have been coming to our village to live with us, but in the end, they attack us mercilessly, which led to this killing of my grandmother. And they have been visiting the village on and on to attack us, but we have never visited their Ruga or the Ruga area to carry any form of attack on them. The same Almajiri who rely on the generosity of Christian communities to survive are often the ones weaponized to attack those very communities whenever violence erupts. No matter how kind you are, they are conditioned not to see you as a human being when the time comes. My question is, why is it that the Christians are always the ones ready to supply peace, while the Muslims are not ready to supply the same peace? Even in my land, they have grabbed the land. To go and retrieve the land will be another case. I appeal to the Senate committee to do what they can do. They know what they can do, and but they will not do it. That's so you talk. But I am praying to God. You go ahead. They talk about God and prayer. This kind of thing, now the fear way people they get about profiling a religion or profiling a group of people. But do you also blame him if these are indeed his personal experiences? This is painful.
This thing you just talked about. I was on air the day we were both guests to a program. When he narrated this, it messed up my system. Honestly, when by the time he finished speaking, I couldn't stay for the second session of that program because I was completely messed up. You saw man's inhumanity to man. You saw man taking life of another man without remorse, with impunity. And then you ask, when you kill somebody and you cut the person up, you remove the person's heart, what kind of wickedness is that?
Story of raping a pregnant woman's child, tearing up
So
a pregnant.
like I said, the thing that when he was speaking that day, it messed me up completely. Because I didn't understand why people would fight for their gods. All along while I was growing up, I was made to understand that the gods fight their fight. The gods do not need you and I to fight for them. That's why they're called gods. But unfortunately, here we are in Nigeria. We have some people who are fighting for their own God. They're killing others, they're maiming others for their own God. Then you ask, what kind of God is it that they're worshiping? So when like I said, when you listen to the cleric that Pastor Damina was interviewing, Precious, you ask yourself, what is going on? Why did we allow so much religiosity to get in the way of governance in this country? That is why today you see somebody who wants to contest election, he's waiting for people to give him, he will not go and walk. He's waiting for people who are going to give him vision, who are going to tell him, prophesize for him. Rather than going out there to campaign, you are waiting for prophecy. So a lot is going on. I keep asking myself, why is it that these so-called Muslim headsmen, why is it that they have no human empathy? How can you set a woman carrying a baby on her back with 3 or 4 children ablaze? What kind of God will ask you to do that? Even the traditional worshippers. The traditional worshippers, they are careful of how, if there is need to spill human blood, they don't do it with impunity. But here you are, there are people who don't care. I don't know if you have seen a video that has been trending since morning where the supposed bandits were having a kind of ceremony, and they invited the leader of another group to come and celebrate with them. And when he got there, he was trying to show his skill of how to use AK-47.
Mhm.
And in the process, the thing turned around and, shot the man. The leader of the group that invited him. And honestly, the man who did the shooting wasn't even disturbed. He didn't even look to see what has happened. And you call these people humans? You will say the same blood that flows in you flows in them? No. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere.
All right, so very quickly, make we look at some stronghold where be say this people then don't occupy very, very quickly, and the different groups where they there, and what in government possibly feel they do to use even hold them down. Now we have the headsmen, Lukarawa, jihadists. Them then since 2017, they don't this set of people don't they operate for inside Sokoto State, and they like saying a banditry and an ideological terrorism. And then we also have for Kaduna State criminal gangs and Saru linked extremists. These ones them don't they worry from Kaduna, Katsina since. And then we also have Kwara, where we don't get Mamuda, the headsmen too, the armed headsmen and bandits. These bandits, I don't know, I don't know the kind language we will name them. We would call them bandits. This one are the new ones now because they don't they disturb well for Kwara State and other areas. And then we have Benue and Plateau State where we have armed headsmen. We they worry well for those areas. Kogina headsmen don't join. And we also get transit bandits. Where they come, they go. We don't they worry for Kogi State now. We also get them for Kebbi, migrating armed groups. We get Niger State, Mamuda factions, criminal gangs and headsmen. For Katsina, we get long established bandits and headsmen. Zamfara, we get headsmen and Lakurawa Mamuda. Now, with all of this, say the thing, you don't like say, now different ideas, now all of them get. But
No, I don't agree with that. Pressure, what is happening?
They pursue their task differently, but maybe to one
No,
goal.
what is happening is that all these groups started as one, and as they begin to evolve, some people decided to revolt. So they decided to revolt from the original plan and set up their own. And in setting up their own, they will now mark a territory for themselves.
So now breakaway factions.
All of them are breakaway factions. Now, if you talk of ISWAP, those ones are, you know that they're not Nigerians. But as they come, it's either they kill the current leader and take over, or they subdue themselves and accept the leadership of who they meet. So it depends on who is leading at any particular time and point. That's what it depends. So it's not, you can call them all the names you want. They have one ideology, they have one mindset. Interestingly, some of them will tell you that some of them believe that if they kill and they get killed, when they go to heaven, they have 60 or 72 virgins to them. You there here for earth, you never see one woman. Now 72 where you don't know where they do cray for. So that's the problem. It's a problem of ideology. It's a problem of who is spearheading the ideology at any given time. And that brings me to the issue of IPOP. I've said, and I'll say it again, the solution to IPOP, the solution to Nnamdi Kanu, the solution to the insecurity in the Southeast and everything is political solution. The ideology is Biafra. You can't change that. But when you now have a problem with an ideology, it's who is promoting it. If you have a wrong person promoting an ideology, then you have disaster in your hands. And that is where government needs to step up. Those who are agitating, seriously, good intentional agitation, government should begin to look at it. Those who are asking for schools.
You say that the Kanu is not agitating for Biafra today. Somebody else who may be more radical.
It's an ideology. It's an ideology. The person that may decide to promote it tomorrow may be a warmonger.
But the government has prescribed them, even though no other government for any country don't prescribe them. Even though say headsmen, headsmen, what did they call them on waiting be on a cattle, Mieti Alan, all that don't they prescribed by they see them as terrorists for international community, but Nigeria don't see them as terrorists. But Nigeria don't prescribe IPOB, so how would that agitation foster if Nigeria clamping them on them?
When you talk of the prescription, if you talk of the prescription of IPOB, who were those behind it? Who did the prescription?
Through the
No, go and check very well. It's your Southeast governors then. They were the first people to prescribe IPOB.
Attorney General of the Federation at that time, Mallam.
Your governors were the first people to prescribe IPOB. Go and check. Go and do your fact check.
Okay.
They were the ones who did it and then pushed it to the federal government. Why did they do it? Have they given us any reason why they did it? No. When they talk of Nigeria, they show us Syria. It is a Syria to solve our problem. But that's the truth. So who prescribed IPOP?
The Suya is for the people living in America. They are going, they have holidays this period and they have Thanksgiving so that they can order, see a steam the commodity side, so that they can order Suya from where they are and chillax with
You cannot put Syria side by side the killings going on in Nigeria.
say I where they cry the sea road. That be the problem.
Nah,
They cry the sea road.
the problem with Nigeria, only for Nigeria, where they cry the sea road. Because like the former president said, like President Jonathan said, he says, it's easy to wake a man who is sleeping naturally than to wake a man who is pretending to sleep. The Nigerian government is pretending to be asleep.
Okay. So
our Nigerian leaders are pretending to be asleep. Our religious leaders are pretending to be asleep. That is why it has become difficult to wake them up. Because any style when you want to wake them, they will adopt another style to show them they sleep.
All right, so just to let you know, if you're watching from the United States, can get black suya, can Ingofi deliver suya for you free of charge for anywhere where you are across all the states of the United States. Just call him on 469-678-6245. He's in Dallas, Texas, 469 678 6245. That's his contact. He's in Dallas, Texas, and he delivers across all the states of the United States as long as you make your order and he will deliver unto you. He has chicken here, he also has beef, and then I think he does goat meat here too. So when we worry about Nigeria small, make also their life because we don't know which person turn where you will be next. So I said, make I tell her now. So Prince Francis Shilaka, we heard that Alex Oti made a move to go see Nnamdi Kanu today. I'm yet to confirm that in Abia State. What does this mean? Because yes, Naim being state governor, right? You understand? But then with that kind of renewed effort to go all the way, if actually that story is true, to Sokoto State to go see Nnamdi Kanu, I make a take a reaction to that.
Well, if that is what he has done a good thing because he's the governor of the state. And I believe that Alex Otio would also agree with me that the solution to the release of Nnamdi Kanu is political. So if he has done that, it's a good thing to do. He's gone there to show that he's a father and that he's the one in charge of the state. But until we get all the details of what he went there for, it will be too early to say more than we are saying right now. But for me, it's a welcome development. It's a real welcome development. We need to, when you talk about healing, I keep saying you cannot have peace without justice. So for me, it's a welcome development.
Why in they go visit Nnamdi Kanu on the other hand, the PDP for inside the states, they happy well because their former governor Igbazu, they nominate him as ambassador. And make I finish that one. Maybe ADC don't they condemn the ambassadorial appointment, say, what is going on here? Because how can you appoint former INEC chairman as ambassador? So that means that deal all of them be they get before. So ADC, they reject the appointment. But does it really matter if they reject it or not? Because it's like pure breeze if you don't work.
In a democratic setting, I've always maintained sovereignty belongs to the people. And if government is a responsible and listening government, they will understand that where their power stops, the people take over. The people are the ones who have given them power. They are giving up their sovereignty to the leaders so that there will be orderliness. So if you have a list made up of a former governor of Abia State who was not able to do anything in terms of alleviating the sufferings of the people, in terms of developing the state, and people are jumping all over the place, it shows you that psychophancy pays in Nigeria. That is what it means. And I keep asking myself, what legacy are we leaving for our younger generation? Because what we're saying is that do whatever it takes to get political power. The rest is history. So if you have a country where you have the likes of I didn't hear that the daughter of Senator Ojus Okalu is one of them.
I heard so too. I'm yet to confirm that.
And then you have Femi Fani-Kayode, you have INEC chairman, former INEC chairman, you have Reno Mokri. Then it means that, psychophancy truly pays. And it will be very, very sad and shameful when people embrace psychophancy as a way of life.
All right, so Nigerians, phone lines are open. Let's quickly just take your thoughts and reactions to some of these issues that we've raised very quickly so that I can release Prince Francis Chilakan, then I can, onward my journey. So I may not be able to take phone calls because of the noisy environment I am in. So you can only join through the link. So kindly click the link and it will bring you straight into the studio. Make you fulfill, join the conversation when we get for inside the studio. So just click on the link. The link will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation, and then so that you could fit take part for the conversation where EBC will they get tonight. So Prince Francis Chilaka, before I go ahead to take calls, Atiku don't slam Nigerian government over 17.5 trillion pipeline security spending. How much is spent for pipeline security? For inside a single year on securing fuel pipelines, describing the development as unprecedented and alarming. You spend 17.5 trillion naira to secure your pipeline. Then how much will your national budget? The article made the remarks today Sunday in a statement from his media office, stressing that the revelation stands as one of the most brazen financial scandals in the nation's history. And see this whole idea of putting money to secure pipelines and all that starts with Buhari with this their deal with Tompolo. Now, the statement compared the alleged spending to Nigeria's fuel subsidy expenditure. In the year, then compare them to fuel subsidy expenditure. We put everybody for inside this poverty within day now, over more than a decade, saying, for clarity, Nigeria spent roughly 18 trillion on fuel subsidy in 12 years. Now Nigeria spent for fuel subsidy in 12 years, 18 trillion. But a national program that directly cushioned, millions of Nigerians, stabilized the transport sector, and of course helped food prices to be manageable. But according to the statement, the Tinubu administration had channeled almost the same amount of 18 trillion naira on an opaque security contract to a private contractor to secure pipelines. Yet, that's what you talk. You say under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the country has now expanded nearly the same amount in a single year, just 1 year, on the same subsidy and opaque pipeline security contract award to private firms tied to associates and cronies of the president. Indeed, the action of president is akin to robbing Peter, that is Nigerians, to pay Paul, we're being cronies. And so you talk a lot of things, but make I just break there. Make I hear what you go talk about. So Nigeria, things became so bad because of one statement he made during his swearing in. Subsidy is gone. Nigeria has never remained. Food prices, in fact, anything will affect the pricing of fuel, or availability of fuel, they ultimately affect the economy for Nigeria. And that's not where we still date till today. Most families cannot fend for themselves. The prices of everything don't go high now. Where we from get our problem today. And yet that money we saying a difficult decision where you take. They spend waiting past that money in 1 year to secure pipeline.
Okay, Precious, let's ask ourselves, why do you think the federal government declared a state of emergency in Rivers State? Because of the pipelines. Because Nigeria is an oil-dependent country. So the government feels the government will do anything to safeguard the pipelines. Even if it means all Nigerians will jump into the lagoon. As long as the pipelines are safe, the government will do it. And that is where the problem lies. Who are those being paid those humongous amount? They are Nigerians. So it is that kind of payment. That is why you see the line, some northern elites coming out to say, include the bandits, the terrorists, the herdsmen in your budget. You have the Nigerian police. You have the Nigerian army. You have the Nigerian Navy. You have the Nigerian Air Force. You have the, is it NSDC call, whatever it's called?
NSCDC.
Yes, you have them. You have them. Yet, the pipelines cannot be protected by these people. Don't forget the reason why
pipelines before.
Good. Don't forget why the Niger Delta Amnesty was set up. NDDC is still there. It's still running this program of amnesty. So you have a situation where the people that are benefiting from the amnesty are still the people you have given contract to protect the pipelines. Is that not wastage? Nigeria is a country where our leaders believe in wastage. They don't see anything wrong with it because they are not accountable to the people. If they are accountable to the people, a lot of things will change, but they are not. But it's an unfortunate situation we have found ourselves in, and the question is, how do we get out of it? We will start.
Are you saying that I think it's correct for comparing the contracts to one man and the subsidy that would have alleviated or cushioned, in fact, stopped this hardship that Nigerians are currently going through now?
Well, it's correct, Precious. It's correct. If the budget, what you use for 5 years, is being expended in 1 year, does it not call for deeper reflection? It calls for that. So let us not pretend about it. Let us not give the impression that no, this is no, but we know what the truth is. We all know what the truth is. We know what the problem is. Let us find a solution to it collectively. That is the only way to move things forward. You cannot pay that kind of amount that you spend in 5 years. You spend it in 1 year. And you're protecting what? Pipelines. Do you know that amount of money, if you invest it in the mining of gold in the north, all Nigerians will benefit from it. But the gold in the north is being managed by individuals, sometimes supervised by the bandits. You see the mineral resources in the north being moved every day out of this country, being shipped out of the country. And nobody's stopping it. So these bandits, these jihadists that operate, why are they not going to where they are mining to kidnap the people?
So how come mining they go freely? Kidnapping they happen there?
That's the question we should be asking. That's the question we should be asking. So if we need to open up a lot of things, we need to. You see, that's why when they say single window, single this, people are asking questions. How will it work? When the government is not ready to invest the kind of resources needed to develop the solid mineral sector. But every day you see Chinese, you see trucks owned by Chinese men carrying natural resources escorted by your mobile policemen. And you think all will be well. Your leaders are only thinking about themselves, their greed, their selfishness, their happiness. They don't care about the people. If we were saying that those in the Senate and House of Rep should earn the minimum wage ordinary Nigerians are earning, do you think a lot of them want to go and become politicians? They will not. But today everybody is a politician because of what they are benefiting from the system.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for affecting your mental health. All right, Nigerians, I am not going to go follow Prince Francis Chilaka like in Village People. Follow him like you're from NBC, eh? Follow him on Prince Chilaka TV on YouTube. He drop a lot of bars for there. So we're going to go join him for Prince Chilaka TV for YouTube. And also join us here at Precious TV. If you've not liked this post, please kindly like and share it. And then if you're not joining us across social media platforms, what do you wait for now? They pay money for this. They're not free of charge. You know, even they move muscle. You don't even need chloroquine for your finger. You don't need Panadol for your finger. Just press a button. Go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere at Precious A TV. Just go there, follow us like your village people. Follow Prince Francis Chilaka for Prince Chilaka TV. That's all. Like, subscribe, share. That's all. You know they spend money, eh? Prince Francis Chilaka, your reward day for earth, you know day for heaven. I'd like to say a big thank you to you for stopping by. Thank you so much for
You're
obliging me in
welcome.
spite of the very awkward environment. I appreciate you big time. When I grow up, I go make you proud. I promise you. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Hopefully, I would have been settled by then. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so very much. Do you have a final
You're
word?
welcome.
All right.
No, good night.
You don't tire. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. All right, Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so immensely for always standing by me. And I know I appreciate on Diaby. I love on Scatter and I appreciate you guys so much for always standing by me, for always being there, and for always tolerating this my new journey Waka life where I get like this. In spite of the environment, in spite of the shortcomings, you guys still stick to this platform. I appreciate you guys a lot. Hopefully in the coming weeks we will get some very important guests. We will come talk some very important stuff for inside the show. We follow them up and we'll let you know on all of them. But at the meantime, protect your mental health. Say he who worries about Nigerian problem and runs away lives to worry another day. So don't let Nigerian problem wound you. Try protect your mental health. I will see you on again tomorrow. I love on plenty, plenty. For now, good night and God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye bye.